Good morning students, welcome back to the class. See, in the last class we discussed the topics of this chapter, that is our water resources, and in the last class we discussed about the various methods of irrigation that are used in our country. And in today's class we are going to deal with the further topics, and the first topic in that is multi-purpose river valley projects. So I want you to open your textbooks and be ready. See, first topic of today's class is multi-purpose river valley projects. See, from the name itself we can understand that multi-purpose means this project has been used for various purposes. That means multiple purposes, and the various purposes for which these river valley projects, these are basically the dams we discussed, dams. So dams are used for various purposes and they are also known as river valley projects. So for what all purposes we are using these projects? See, first one is irrigation. Irrigation means the watering of plants or giving water to the farms. Then fish breeding. These projects, river valley projects, are also used for fish breeding. Then raising the forest. Forest will only increase when there is more water. So it is also for raising the forest. And the last one is for generating electricity. So these are the various purposes why the river projects are made. Then leaving this one, some more points for what purposes we are using these projects. First one, checking the floods. It also helps to maintain or regulate the or check the floods that comes in the areas due to heavy rainfall. So such projects will check the floods. Then picnic spots and boating centers. Multi-purpose river valley projects are also quite attractive. The area around the project is made very beautiful. So people go there, visit there. So it becomes a very beautiful picnic spots, and also there are boating centers. So this is the meaning of multi-purpose river valley project and for what all things this is being used. Now we will see the different multi-purpose valley projects. See, I want you to look into your textbook now. Yes, see, can you in the picture you can see the names, river and also the states are given. The first one is Damodar Valley project. It is built on the river Damodar and it is coming under the states of or beneficiary states are Jharkhand and West Bengal. Then we have Bhakra Nangal Dam. It is on the river Satluj and it is benefiting Delhi, Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan. Then we have Hirakud project. Hirakud project is on the river Mahanadi and it is in Odisha. Then we have Kosi River Valley project. It is on the river Kosi and it is benefiting the state Bihar. Then we have Chambal River Valley project. It is on the river Chambal and it is benefiting the Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Then Tungabhadra River Valley project. It is on the river Tungabhadra itself and benefiting states are beneficiary states are Karnataka and Telangana. Then we have Nagarjun Sagar project and it is on the river Krishna and states are Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Then we have the Sardar Sarovar project. It is on the river Narmada and the beneficiary states are Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, Rajasthan. Then the last one is the Byas project or Indira Gandhi Canal and it is on the river Byas and Satluj and benefiting the states of Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan. So these are the main projects and the river states and the states. Yes, students, our next topic is water conservation. As you all know that water is very essential for us and we need to conserve it because you can see that water has been wasted. So we need to conserve water if we want that our generations could have the pure drinking water. Because if we go on wasting the water, one day will come when there will be no water. So water conservation means to conserve the water. Okay, so we can conserve water by different methods. The main source is the rainwater. So we need to try and save the rainwater as much as we can. We have to start from our homes. That means saving water, we have to start from us. So here are some of the methods by which we can conserve water. First one, storing the rainwater. We need to store the rainwater. You know that the dams are constructed, tanks are constructed, then we have ponds. So these are the main storage tanks, we can say. So it helps us to store the rainwater. So storing the rainwater is very important. It will conserve water. Second is preventing the pollution. We need to prevent the pollution in the water sources that is happening around. You see industries, they are releasing their waste in the water. So that has to be stopped. So we have to minimize the pollution that is dumped into the water. Then avoid the sewage drains. So the people, they should try to avoid the sewage waste near or to the clean water sources. So we need to avoid the sewage drains. Then using water economically. We have to use water very economically. That means the underground water, the water we are getting from inside the earth, that we have to use very economically. Then the last point, minimizing the use of chemicals. We have to minimize the use of the fertilizers and the pesticides we use for farming. So we need to reduce the amount of chemicals that we use in our day-to-day life. The next point is planting more trees. We can conserve as much as water by planting more and more trees, because you know that the plants, they help to retain water in the soil. They absorb the water and they keep the underground water level proper. So planting more and more trees will also help in water conservation. Then the next point is treating the waste from factories. See, the factories release their waste as it is in the rivers. So if they treat the waste before dumping it into the water sources, so what will happen? The chemical which is mixed there, that can be reduced. So the factories should treat the waste before dumping into the water sources. Then sewage treatment. Sewage treatment should be done in every factory or in every field. When any kind of waste is thrown in the water, it should be treated first so that the water is not getting polluted. So these are the various points by which we can conserve the water. So basically what we can do is conserve rainwater as much as you can, and people should get involved into the planting of more and more trees and avoiding the use of chemicals. Yes, the next topic is rainwater harvesting. See, what is rainwater harvesting? It is a technique to store the rain water. It is a technique to store the rain water. See what happens in this. The rainwater which is collected on the roofs, it is taken through the pipes to the underground tank. That means the underground tank is already made below the ground. So whatever water is collected on the roof is carried through the pipes to the underground tank. It will increase the level of underground water, and there will be no problems of like water scarcity. So this method is very helpful in conserving the water. Now we will see the diagram of this. Yes, see the diagram. From there you can understand that whatever rainwater is falling on the roof, it is getting collected through the pipes and it is directed to the tank which is below the surface of the earth, and that water is going down and recharging the underground water. Yes, so students, in today's class we discussed about the various methods of water conservation, rainwater harvesting and multi-purpose river valley projects. I hope you understood today's topics well, and if you find any doubt you can contact us. And the work that is given to you, you need to do it in your homes. So stay safe in your homes. Take care. Thank you.